A man scrolling on Facebook clicked on an ad for discounted toolboxes. As soon as he paid for them, he noticed he started getting charged for other things. He then realized he just got scammed. Tonight, Factfinder investigates this scam to show you what to look out for so that you don't fall for it.
Click on to the toolboxes, it pops up as a Lowe's toolbox.
Scrolling on Facebook, Larry Utes saw an ad for toolboxes for a very discounted price.
It was my birthday, and I thought, well, I'd really like to have them for my birthday present to me.
Typically $600, $700, $800. These toolboxes, supposedly from Lowe's, now are under $100. Larry bought two and immediately started seeing charges for other things.
And then a hair vite, cap, snow something, a bug something.
And you don't know what any of these are?
No, I've never heard of them before until now.
Here's what happens. Scammers make fake websites like these and advertise them on Facebook. This site looks legit. Larry says it even has links at the bottom to Lowe's policies, which made him think the site is legit. But look at the URL. It's nowhere close to Lowe's.com. As soon as Larry put his credit card information on the site, the scammer had control and stole hundreds of dollars.
And I'm out of the money, no toolboxes, no nothing. And I thought, well, somebody needs to hear it because other people will fall for it. I'm frustrated, but I want it to stop to where nobody else will have the same problem.
Be wary of Facebook ads. If the URL is not the same as what it claims, it most likely is a scam. And if prices are very discounted, again, it's most likely a scam. More oil found in water wells in Butler County, leaving homes unlivable. Factfinder first told you about this last month. This is what a family southwest of Augusta found mixed in their water, and until our investigation, they had no help. Now, Factfinder reporter Brandon Stitt shows us oil found in yet another well.
This is Jenna Krob and her family, and this is what she found in her toilet back in September. After our report, and Jenna, being without water for 10 days, finally started getting answers. Now we've learned the Krobs aren't the only ones dealing with the oil. And this oil, discovered nearly a year ago. Dan Prohaska owns the property about 2 miles from Krob.
I've got a problem now that I didn't create, and I don't know what to do with it. Spent a lot of money rehabbing that house, and now it's basically uninhabitable.
In December of last year, his tenant found oil in their water. A private lab confirmed what they already knew, which forced them to move out. The Kansas Corporation Commission came to the house, but Dan says they offered no help.
I appealed to the KDHE. I talked to the lady, Pam Chafee, and she had kind of heard my story, and everybody kind of passed the buck for a long time.
In July of this year, the Kansas Department of Health and Environment responded, saying that they planned to do testing, but that testing never happened because of an electrical issue. Now another 4 months has passed, and KDHE still hasn't tested Dan's well. And in an email about a month ago, KDHE referred Dan to the Butler County Local Environmental Protection Program to seek more options. They ended with saying that that was all that they could offer, and KDHE doesn't regulate water quality from private wells. For Factfinder Investigates, I'm Brandon Stitt.
Factfinder continues investigating a local denture practice after we did one initial story and received dozens of additional complaints. The Sedgwick County District Attorney's Office opened up its own investigation into affordable dentures and implants here in Wichita after my investigation. I was able to help numerous people get thousands of dollars back from the local branch when they told me they had paid and never received their dentures or were promised refunds that they say never happened. The DA's chief attorney says they're in the final stages of its investigation and will provide more details to us once it's settled. We'll make sure to let you know all the details when we get them. You see them for regular cleanings, cavities, and checkups. What dentists do can have a huge impact on your health. But when they mess up, who's holding them accountable? Our national investigative team found that some dentists can just hand in their licenses to avoid harsher punishment. Factfinder investigator Josie Sturman shows us the dental record.
Used syringes, alcohol wipes, and bottle after bottle of IV drugs rarely given outside the operating room. That's what emergency responders found inside this Maryland home on the morning of January 26, 2022, the day 25-year-old Sarah Harris fatally overdosed.
I knew on the phone when he told me, I knew he was responsible for it.
The he in this tragic story is dentist James Ryan, the picture of professionalism in this promotional video touting his oral surgery clinic on YouTube.
I'm James Ryan.
Sarah Harris was first a patient in this smile-filled practice, then an employee, and eventually Ryan's girlfriend. That relationship turning the aspiring model into an addict and the prominent dentist into a prisoner, convicted of second-degree murder.
He's a monster. Evil.
Ryan's sinister acts, prosecutors say, included continuously supplying Sarah with potent injectable drugs diverted from his practice over the course of their year-long relationship, with text messages showing he even injected the former pageant queen with ketamine while she was sleeping.
Every bit of light that she had in her, he destroyed it.
But just days after Dr. Ryan was criminally charged with murder, the state dental board that's supposed to hold him accountable professionally made a surprising decision.
What was your reaction to finding out that the dental board let him surrender his license?
My blood boiled. I was furious.
Rather than revoke or even suspend Ryan's license, Maryland's dental board allowed him to voluntarily turn it in. A move records show even gives him the option to try and get it back in just 2 years.
On what planet is that not enough for them to say, you know, okay, this is, we're going to need to go ahead and revoke this because this is absolutely disgusting.
But not entirely uncommon. Our national investigative team discovered dentists across the nation are often allowed to surrender their licenses rather than face more serious discipline like revocations or suspensions, even in cases with egregious misconduct. At least 50 of the more than 300 dentists whose records we looked at were given the option to hand in their dental licenses, following everything from DUIs to sexual misconduct in the office, coming to work intoxicated, gross negligence, infection control problems, diverting dental drugs for personal use, and even over-sedating patients.
You need to be mindful and protect yourself and your family because monsters exist, and most of the time they're hiding in plain sight.
For weeks, our team sought out industry experts, including attorneys who handled licensing and malpractice cases, expert witnesses, academics, and groups focused on dental ethics and education, trying to get reaction to our findings, with no luck. The American Dental Association, the powerful lobbying group that helps to shape policies for dentists across the nation, refused our interview request. The American Association of Dental Boards, an umbrella group representing disciplinary boards in every state, never provided anyone to speak with us despite numerous attempts.
And this was actually the last picture that we have as a family.
For now, the Harris family is fine doing all the talking about a world they now want to change for Sarah, pushing for more transparency and oversight for dental boards and more attention on dentists with their own dental record. Josie Sturman, Factfinder investigates.
A reminder that we want to know what's happening where you live. Shoot us an email or call our tip line to speak with an investigator so that Factfinder can get answers to any of your questions.